This is Barnstable Today for Thursday, March 19th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford, and please keep in mind that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Responding to the homelessness issue in the village of Hyannis is our top story. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
During the latest town hall news conference, the homelessness issue turned out to be a point of interest.
WXTK radio news director Matt Pitta directed a question to Assistant Town Manager Tom Lynch. Here is that interaction.
Right, new topic. This is probably for the assistant town manager. Tom, in the manager's e-newsletter from last week, he talked about an update regarding the homeless initiative, and if you could maybe talk about the outreach plan that was going to be scheduled to be launched according to the e-newsletter last Friday.
Yeah, the executive committee had met on Monday, and they reviewed their draft model that the service providers were going to implement. And what they're attempting to do is to take the 95 individuals that have been identified as the chronically homeless that either have housing and no services or have no housing and no services, but have been contributing to the quality of life problem that's existed in the village of Hyannis. They're attempting to break that down into a timeline for when they'll start dealing with the individuals and who will be responsible for that. So they've targeted 11 individuals for direct outreach over the next month, and then they're going to continue with that number increasing, through the summer. And the idea is that these individuals will be in a variety of stages of either recovery or ability to accept services. So once there's a case manager that's done the outreach and has plugged in the whole wraparound services, there should be that availability for other agencies if they're seeing the person on the street to be able to get a team in there to help that individual and to help provide the services and the housing. So we remain hopeful that they're going to be able to produce you have the model actually produce a product where these individuals are helped and are helped off the street.
That list of 90 or so that was first brought forward, is that list fluid at all at this point? Is there an ongoing tracking of those specific individuals as this process is moving forward, and are there new people maybe coming onto that list?
Well, the whole one object is to stop that backfill that we keep talking about, and that's one of the things that individuals are hopeful with this whole regional approach that the the lieutenant governor and the governor have put into place, and that he came down and announced the grant, as you know, for this area, but they're also doing that statewide. So the hope is that if you've got someone who's coming in, that if that individual has a home of origin, other support services, and for some reason just stumbled onto us, that there can be a mechanism to help that individual back to their last point of origin for services and help. But right now, the 95 have been identified as individuals that are either known to human services providers, or our own police department, or other agencies, and there'll be some adding to that list, I'm sure, as the summer months come in, but it's hoped that that's going to be kept to a minimum.
You can find the Town Hall news conferences on demand in the video archives at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Meanwhile, another very hot topic this week is the budget for the proposed new terminal project at the Barnstable Municipal Airport.
Brand new airport manager Bud Breholt is credited with spotting the potential budget shortfall.
At this week's Airport Commission meeting, Bud Breholt's first as airport manager, he was given a round of applause and shortly thereafter was asked for his perspective on the airport terminal project.
As you have probably heard by now is that our 60% construction cost estimate came in. Depending on which cost estimate you look at, we were anywhere from $4 to $6 million over potential budget for actual construction. So on that basis, I wouldn't say we haven't halted work, but we have slowed down the design process. We're revisiting it, and we're value engineering the project as designed. In order to take that amount of money out of the construction budget, there's going to be some fairly extensive modifications to the design. And based on that, we've come up with this modified schedule. And I think some of the key points that I wanted to point out is that we will not be going to MAC on July 1st for the grant application. That'll probably be happening now in November. We'll be pushing that back. We're looking to perhaps have the revised schematic design done by May 1st. Perhaps the revised 60% done back in June, so this puts us back about 3 months from where we were today. We'll also be, as we mentioned earlier, we were asking to take under advisement the construction manager at risk contract with Suffolk. We were looking to do that perhaps in the May-June timeframe as well, once we've had a chance to relook at the budget and relook at what we want to put in their contract. So I think we can modify the numbers in their contract, but that's going to have to be checked with the Inspector General probably, and maybe possibly even the Attorney General, as to whether we can just modify it or whether or not we have to rebid it. I hope we can just modify this contract. We hope to have, if we can just modify it, we hope to have a negotiated GMP by October. And with your approval of the GMP and assuming that we get the grant approval from MAC, we then would hope to get approval from the town on a modified pro forma that would be done, and we would meet all of the requirements of the Town Council resolve of 2007. And if we get that approval, we should be able to move forward and hopefully start actual construction as early as February of next year, 2010, on a smaller version of the terminal. So I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone might have with regard to that report.
Is there a primary reason why the budget numbers changed that you've been able to figure out?
It seems to me that there were a number of different documents involved in this process, and I believe that in some cases the term construction costs got mixed up with total project costs. Your total project is limited to $20 million. That's all the money there is for the total project. And for some reason, in a couple of cases, it was indicated that the total construction project budget was $20 million. So you have a dichotomy right there. And when you start taking off all of your soft costs off the top, which includes your architect, your owner's project manager, and other soft costs, you start to get back down to the level where you really want your construction project to be. We're working on that now. I hope to have a revised number sometime this week from our owner's project manager on what that budget is for construction. We think it'll be around the $14 million, $14.5 million, we hope, with regard to what you can construct. So then we have to redesign to keep the budget, keep the design within the $14 million. We cannot exceed that to stay within the budget, particularly as that is directed by the town council and so forth. So,
And this economy.
You can find the Airport Commission meetings as well on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Meanwhile, on the town calendar this evening, a Charter Commission hearing has been canceled, with the next Charter Commission public hearing now set for the evening of the 25th.
That leaves just one meeting on tonight's schedule, but it's a big one, with the town council session starting at 7 o'clock in the town hall hearing room. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.